Okay, we're going again. It's been a few years since I've done a Excel budget video, so this one I did this week for myself, and a few of my friends were asking for copies of it just so they could implement it in their own life. So I thought, might as well do a YouTube video. Now, just briefly to give you an update, or I guess a bit of an overview actually of the video before we start. Um, this is a cash flow video, so you'll be able to predict what will be in your bank account weeks, months, years ahead, basically. Just depends how good you are at budgeting and how accurate you are with your spending. And the more accurate you are, the more accurate this tool is for future. So let's get to it. Otherwise, you're going to be incredibly bored. So, straight off the bat, I've just started with a few headings incoming, outgoing, and then you just want to, in the left hand column, have your dates that will be basically separating the weeks out. So, essentially, we're going to have week by week what you spend, what you earn, or receive a total, and then it will sort of have like what's called a running balance. So, basically, it will be what should be in your bank account at the end of that week / or at the beginning of the next week. And you can keep this up for like the foreseeable future. Like if you really were that clever, you could actually do this for like a year in advance. But I'm just going to show you a couple of months worth just to get the gist of it, and then you can go crazy and make this however you like. So don't mind me just on the right hand side checking the dates because it was a little bit tricky working out. There is formulas and ways of doing this in Excel where you can make the dates work, but I'm still pretty basic and I'm trying to keep this basic. I don't want to overwhelm people. So you should just be any old person off the street jumping into Excel and you should be able to do this without needing to know any fancy tricks. I always like to make my headings stand out. So bear with me while I just quickly go through here and make them a little bigger. I don't know, there's something aesthetic about having headings and lines in the different grids. In my last YouTube video, I actually used to have the lines on every cell, but I've gone away from that now, a bit more of a clean girl kind of aesthetic. And you'll see here, I've just decided all of a sudden I don't like them being on separate lines. So off we go, delete. Now you'll see that I've added in some incoming money, so wages, babysitting, and board. Now this is not at all accurate to my life. This is purely an example that I'm making up on the spot, mind you. So it's actually probably a bit hard to know if this will work out. But fingers crossed. So as you can see, I've put my wages in. The wages are fortnightly in this scenario. The babysitting jobs I've just popped in, and they are just ones that I've got like pre-booked in for the next couple of months. And then the board is in this scenario, if I were to have like a housemate or somebody in a room share, and they'll paying me board each week. So it's just a little income top up because we all need that in this day and age. Now, just be mindful that we've selected week starting. So just when you're thinking about wages, say if you were getting paid on the 5th of December, you need to make sure that that's obviously the week starting the 2nd. It can get complicated when you start thinking about the dates. Now, just back there really quickly, we totaled. So that was just simply pressing equals and plussing the cells. And then you can grab that little square in the corner of the cell and drag down to copy that formula down, which we've done in the previous video. So if you're not familiar, jump back in the previous one because I don't do a fast sped up version. All right, now outgoing. I was really just trying to think of stuff off the top of my head, and I don't like when the cells don't fit the whole word, so I changed subscription to subs. I've just put car, other. obviously these are just ones that are somewhat relevant to my life, although the amounts won't be accurate, but it's just a bit of a guide, I suppose, and you can certainly put in whatever is relevant to you. One way that I find to get these different categories is to actually go through my bank statement for the last couple of months, and I'll just sift through and I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot I actually am subscribed to that, or oh yeah, that's right, my insurance is this amount and it comes out on this date. So you can just go back through your bank transactions to get a bit of a rough guide. Right, so now a bit boring, but I'm just going to plug in the data. So let's say I'm renting my house for $400, or renting a house, sorry, and then I'm subletting out one of the rooms to my boarder, which is, you can see back in the income. So I've just done a one power scenario. So say if you're on pay as you go power and it was like $35 a week, and you'll see where I just put that in every week. And then I thought, well, no, actually, what about a scenario where we get monthly bills? So then I've just gone through and say the monthly bill is received at the end of the month. So you can see I've put it in 30th of December and then further down on the 27th of Jan. However you pay, whatever's the most accurate way that the money leaves your bank account is what you need to be inputting here. So with water, quarterly bill, it was like $550 in this instance. Insurance, I've just popped in for like home and contents insurance. Groceries is a bit tricky. I did $60 a week, and then the Christmas week, so the week starting of the 23rd of December, I've actually popped that up to $160 because let's be honest, we're going to be buying some extra goodies. Eating out, same deal, like coffee shouts at work each week and going out for a drink. It's really the eating and the groceries is just a bit of a guesstimate, but this is the one you can also be flexible in if you've gone over budget. I actually put a $250 in eating out, and that was in my mind to account for like a New Year's Eve party. So it's in the week starting the 30th of December. Fuel, $80 a fortnight. I try to be stringent and fill up my fuel on the same week I get paid. The same week of the fortnight. Car, other, I've just popped in there like some car insurance and like a car registration sort of costs that might have been at the beginning of December. Subscriptions, I've just popped in, Netflix, etc., which then made me realize I haven't actually put phone and internet. So I've quickly just inserted a cell there. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, okay. So when I inserted the cell, obviously when I would scroll along the bottom, it would lose my weekdays. So I've just gone in and you can actually freeze the pane, but then I did it wrong. So I've quickly just undo that, and I only want to freeze the first column. So now you'll see that the dates will stay no matter how far along I'm in. Okay, that was just a quick little side bit. Very handy when you're just trying to enter stuff quickly. So back to phone and internet, they're monthly bills, and they come out on, I'm going to say like the 15th, roughly. I have actually put it in for the week starting the 16th. So like in my mind, who knows what I was doing there, but you be as accurate as it is for yourself. Here I'm just popping in some events. So we've obviously got Christmas and New Year's, and then I'm just making a fake scenario that at the end of, or the beginning of Feb, I'm going to go to a concert. So I've popped in like flights, accommodation, taxi fares, the tickets, any other cost I may think I'm going to incur. It's always really handy to put a note on these ones that you're just kind of putting in with no sort of explanation. So then you can refer back and be like, hang on, what was that cost again? I thought about my groceries for Christmas, and I'm not going to actually spend them on the week of Christmas. I'll probably get them the week before. Same with my Christmas costs. Like that would essentially be present. So I'm actually going to move them back. Now we've got a column for other. This would be things like a doctor's appointment, for instance, that I might have booked in, or literally anything else that you might do. You might have to buy a new pair of shoes, or yeah. So here we are totaling up. So you're just pressing equals, totaling all the columns, and then copying that formula the whole way down. Now make it pretty. All right. Now, this is the important part. So you actually need to know how much money you currently have in your bank account for this to work. So if you just logged in, today is the 1st of December, so this works really well for the week starting. And in this scenario, we've got $342 in the bank right now before the week's began. So my running balance at the end of this week, I'll have started with the 342. I'm going to plus in my income total. I'm going to minus off my outgoing total, which will give me at the end of that week, on the 8th of December, I should have that much money in my bank account. So then I'm going to do another formula, very similar, where I'm just grabbing the beginning of the week's amount, bank balance, plus the income minus the outgoing, and copy it down. Sorry if that's a bit quick. I probably shouldn't have had this sped up, but it was like a 20-minute video otherwise. So now you can see the running balance, and it seems a little suspicious that it progressively is getting more and more money. Like, I feel like realistically that doesn't actually happen. It might. If you stuck to this plan, it would. But let's be honest, that's not realistic. So let's put in a car had to go in and get serviced. Forgot about that. Whoopsie days. So I've popped in under car other a $700 expense, and you can see the ongoing effect of that. Then what else? Let's say in events, I get invited to somebody's like surprise birthday. It's an extravagant dinner, and I'm going to have to buy them a present. I probably need a new dress, so I'm just going to pop like $350 in there. Let's just say in the beginning of January, my landlord calls, hey, we're putting your rent up $450. Now you can see it's getting a little bit sketchy towards the end of January. Let's say also halfway through, my babysitting clients have called and they're actually moving house, and they don't require me anymore because I won't be in the area. So now my income's like right down across the board. Like, that really has packed a bit of a punch. It's still not the end of the world though. I've still got plenty of money. So it's, in this scenario. So eating out, $230. So let's just say got invited out for a dinner, blew the budget majorly. And you'll see back there where we're in negative in a week. So we actually can't afford our life in the week starting 20th of January. So this is where we look to cut costs. So we've eaten out. It's cost way too much. I'm going to actually not eat out at all next week. So I'm going to take that out. Just having a look around. What else can we cut costs on? We've got this birthday. I need to just make a note that that's the birthday. So probably can't cut that cost out. I feel like that's a non-negotiable. So where else? We've got eating out. Again, we just can't eat out for 2 weeks straight. Sorry, guys. It's a no from me. That fixes our little cash flow problem towards the end of January. Let's just say, things are going swell, but I've decided to reduce my hours at work because I actually just would like some more time to myself. So I take a little pay cut. That's absolutely destroyed my cash flow for the rest of the year. So I need to pivot here and actually maybe pick up some more babysitting shifts. Although they're not huge ones, I've managed to grab each week 3 hours with the same family. That fixes the problem immediately. Still playing around with this this birthday I got invited to, because it seems like a cost I do not want to incur, but I really can't negotiate on $350. So I'm still like $80 short that week. And then I think, well, if my rent's gone up, I should probably be matching that to my housemate. So then put their rent up as well. Not realistic figures, might I add, because as you can see, my rent went up 50 and then I just pushed that cost directly onto them. So, yeah, in this fake scenario, I wouldn't want to be my housemate. Anyway, it fixed my problem, but I'm still pretty tight. Pardon me. So, what you're seeing here with me changing the figures is say this week that began with the 2nd of December has already occurred. We're a week ahead. I actually just go through and adjust it to what I actually receive because all of these are just guesstimates. So I've gone through, just adjusted those to a bit more of what actually happened, and then I've had a look here and you can actually match that off to your bank balance. So there's no reason why that shouldn't match what's in my bank right now if I've entered every cost and every incoming bit of money that week. So yeah, basically you could go through each week and do that. There you go. I just had to take another week of eating out because obviously there was a bit of a blowout in the first week that meant that that flow one was going to leave me in deficit later in the month. So here we are, just entering some more what we call actuals. That particular week came a little bit under what was estimated. So this one you could pretend did some overtime, got a little bit extra in my wages. All the other costs and incomes were roughly the same. Groceries, whoa, blew the budget huge on groceries. Just saw these things I wanted, bought heaps. Um, Everything this week was a bit more than I'd anticipated. Okay, and that pretty much wraps it up. I feel like if you watch back a couple of times, you'll get the gist, especially because it was pretty fast. But yeah, this is your most accurate way of predicting the future of your bank account, basically. So, power to you, go get it. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. Thanks, bye.